We're at the Star Garnet Records preservation area where some of the icons of Richmond performed, and they made records here, right here in Richmond. Historic place, historic site. I wanted to show you some of the records. Jose Carmichael. That one looks to be in pretty good shape, the first one. Homer Road Hever. Gospel singer, composer, and publisher. Homer was evangelist Billy Sunday's music director for 20 years. He recorded for Garnet from 1921 to 1924. In 1925, native Hoosier Horace Carmichael, his first record in Richmond for the Garnet label. Alberta Hunter, considered the first lady of blues singer. Hunter had a long career as a singer, a composer, and actress. She recorded for Garnet in 1924. Looks to be in pretty good shape. Looks like they've already been fixed. Duke, the iconic Duke Ellington, jazz composer, pianist, and band leader. Edward Kennedy Duke Ellington was among the most accomplished musicians of the 20th century. He recorded for Garnet in 1926. Duke Ellington. Jelly Roll Morton. In 1923, Jelly Roll Morton recorded in Richmond for the Garnet label with the New Orleans Rhythm Kings, and on solo piano, recording many of his celebrated original songs. That one looks in pretty good shape. So far, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 are okay. But oh no, looky here. The Criminals have showed up to tear this one up. Charlie Patton, I don't know why they hate Charlie, as the first great Mississippi Delta bluesman. Charlie Patton greatly influenced future performers, a singer and guitarist. He recorded at Garnet Richmond studio in 1929. Richmond was an important place. What are they doing? How they tear it up? I don't understand how you can tear this up. You got to use a screwdriver or something, I guess. I don't know. Ernest Pop and Hattie Frost Stoneman, along with their children, they're a family, dude, became famous and broadcast country music as the Stoneman family. Ernest Hattie recorded for Garnet in the mid-20s. There you go. They tore this one up, the Criminals. The crack-headed Criminals tore this one up. Fats Whaler, why do they hate him? Thomas Fats Whaler was gifted a jazz pianist and singer, as well as a versatile, prolific, and influential composer. He recorded for Garnet in 1924, but they tore it up. Look at that. It's a rock. How you tear up a rock? Anyway, moving on. Chapman, Gene Autry. Why would they tear up Gene Autry? He's an icon. Gene Autry, early country music star Gene Autry, first recorded for the Garnet label in 1929. Many of his recordings were issued on Garnet Champion label. Look, they tore that one up. Criminals! How could you... New Orleans Rhythm Kings. The New Orleans Rhythm Kings made their recordings debut at Garnet Richmond studio in 1922. Look how important Richmond was to the world of singing. Influenced jazz music musicians such as Bickerdale, Benny Goodman, and Jimmy McPartland. Couldn't read it right, but there you go. They didn't mess that one up. What are they, racist? Fletcher Henderson. Fletcher Henderson, a superb arranger, band leader, and pianist. Fletcher Henderson helped create the big band jazz movement. He recorded for Garnet in New York City with Coleman Hawkins in 1926. They tore that one up. What are they, racist? No, they're not racist. They're not racist at all. They don't care who it is. Bickerbackle, in 1924, groundbreaking jazz cornist, Bix Beiderbeckel made his first recordings in Richmond for the Garnet label as a member of the Wolverine Orchestra. They tore that one up, so they're not racist. Equal opportunity crackheads, that's what they are. Red Nichols. In 1922, jazz cornist Loring Red Nichols made his recording debut in Richmond. Many later releases from Garnet's New York studio anticipated a remarkably productive career. So they knew he was going to be good. This is what we have here in Richmond. Richmond is great. Does Muncie have this? No. Does Newcastle have this? No. Where is Connersville? Connersville doesn't have this. Connersville sucks. Connersville sucks. Everybody in Richmond knows Connersville sucks. Anyway, we got Artie Shaw. They tore that one up. Artie Shaw was one of the greatest clarinetists, composers, and band leaders of the 20th century. He made his first recording in 1928 at the Garnet Studio here in Richmond. Oh, they really wanted to tear this one up. Look at that. They did extra work on this one. They tried to gouge him out. Big Bill Bronski. Big Bill Bronski recorded for the Champion label in Richmond from 1930 to 32 and helped create the Chicago blues sound. This dude is a creator. Who would tear that up? Why are they picking and choosing which ones they want to tear up? There are more criminal icons right there. Look. Look at the Crims are doing. We don't want Crims in Richmond. Look what they're doing. Look at that. Look at the criminals are doing. Vernon Dalhart began recording for Star Piano in New York. He recorded many slides for Star Piano and Garnet and was the best-selling early country artist of the 1920s. They didn't tear that one up. Lonnie Johnson. Lonnie was among the greatest blues performers of the 1920s, best known for his guitar playing. He also played violin, piano, and celeste on anonymous recordings for Garnet in 1927. Uncle Dave McCon, a skilled banjo player and master showman. Uncle Dave McCon was the earliest celebrity of the Grand Ole Opry. He recorded for Garnet in 1934. They tore his up too. Criminals do this kind of crap. So it seems like over here in the further in, they were tearing it up, and then when they got down there, they stopped tearing it up. Anyway, here's Lawrence Welk. Everybody knows who Lawrence Welk was. Why would they tear his up? Lawrence Welk is best known for the television program The Lawrence Welk Show. But he made his first recordings here in Richmond for the Garnet label in 1928. Richmond is an iconic city. Where are there cameras on the poles? Yeah, I see a camera. There's cameras. Who did this camera? Anyway, we got Pace Jubilee Singers. In 1925, Charles Henry Pace organized the Pace Jubilee Singers, recording for the Garnet in 1927 to 28. This Chicago group was among the first to record gospel hymns composed by African Americans. Is that why they tore it up? Blind Lemon Jefferson. Blind Lemon Jefferson was widely influential as a country blues singer, guitarist, and songwriter. His final songs were recorded in the Garnet studio here in Richmond in 1929. His final recordings here, Richmond. Bradley Kincaid, a guitarist and folk singer and ballad collector, Bradley Kincaid was the first big country star in radio. He made his first recordings at Garnet's Chicago studio in 1927. They tore his up a little bit. I don't know, they pick and choose who they want to tear up. It looks like to me they want to tear up all the black ones. Louis Armstrong. Louis Armstrong, 1961 to 71, 1901 to 1971. He only lived to be 70 years old. I'm 68. 2 more years and I match him. In 1923, jazz legend Louis Armstrong made his first recordings here in Richmond for the Garnet label as a member of King Oliver's Carol Jazz Band. They tore that one up. Oh, they tear more of the black ones up than they are the white ones. I'm not keeping count, but I don't like it. Coleman Hawkins transformed the tenor saxophone from a novelty instrument into a cornerstone of jazz he recorded with Fletcher Anderson for Garnet in 1926. We got 4 more to go. Yeah, they're tearing these up down here too. King Oliver. In 1923, jazz pioneer King Oliver made his first recordings in Richmond for the Garnet label as the leader of King Oliver's Carol Jazz Band. Do we have a camera on this one? Oh, there's no camera on that pole. Is that why they're tearing them up? There's no camera. You see a camera? I don't see a camera. Put a camera there, Richmond. What's wrong with you? Guy Lombardo, a Canadian, Guy Lombardo, founded a provincially popular dance known as the Royal Canadians. Their first recordings were made in Garnet's Richmond studio. They're tearing it up because there's no camera on this pole here. Put a camera on the pole. Then we'll get them and put them in jail where they belong. Damn criminals. Anyway, Wendell Hall, songwriter and radio music host Wendell Hall, played many instruments, but mostly, notably, the ukulele. His first recordings were made at Garnet, Richmond in 1923. He helped popularize the ukulele. They tore his up. And last, they tore it up. You know why they tore it up? There's no camera on the pole. That's why they tear this stuff up. Richmond, put a camera on the pole. Georgia Thomas A. Dorsey recorded blues for the Garnet label from 28 to 30, using the name Georgia Tom. After 32, he was most famous for writing and performing gospel music. And there you have it. You have criminals tearing up Richmond because Richmond refused to put a camera on this pole here. Do you see a camera on the pole? I don't see a camera on the pole, and that's why they're tearing the stuff up. Come on, Richmond, you can do better. Put a camera on the pole. Thank you. That's the end of my report.